Hello, it's Kidderminster Harriers fans podcast, and tonight we're doing Speaks With, and it's Ollie from Peterborough Sports. Hello, Ollie. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be an absolute Boston game. But you're not just any old Peterborough Sports fan, are you? You used to play for the club. Tell us about the glory days, Ollie. Tell us about the glory days,
It
buddy.
was a
Come
good.
on.
I'm not going to lie. It was a good time. So I came to sports when they first got out of like amateur football into the semi-pro ranks.
Yeah, okay.
So it was the lowest level of semi-professional football.
What league? What league?
It was the it's called the UCL, so the United Combines League, and it was Division One.
Yep.
Quite a lot of us came from like higher levels.
Obviously.
Like, there was some money around the club, and and they had ambitions to obviously try and get as high as they could, and have got to where they have done today. But we had some good times. We had a really good team. We would go on ridiculous unbeaten runs. We would the 4 goals column would be at the end of the season would be 100, and we'd have let in 20. And we won first season. I think we won 4 trophies. The next season we won 3 trophies. It was a good time. It was a good time until we got to the levels where we started losing a few more games, and then we started getting a few different players in, and it started getting a bit tougher. Maybe we all had to switch on and maybe not have a few drinks before the game or the night before.
Well, I've been watching Roy Keane, the overlap, and he just said they just did it anyway. They just had lots of drinks, so that was all good. Ollie, so what position did you play?
I was a right back. I could play centre midfield though. I could play centre midfield.
Yeah.
On my day, I was okay in centre midfield, but right back was my main position. If we were struggling for a goal, or we were down, then they tend to put me in midfield or a bit further forward, because I just had this uncanny knack of popping up in the right place at the right time, and a chance would fall my way. And most of the time I put it away. Sometimes I did miss, but most of the time I put it away.
All right. Ollie, so do you have an appearance in the FA Cup to your name?
Yeah, I have a few appearances in the FA Cup.
Nice.
A few appearances, some good moments, some not so good moments. It's all a learning curve, and it's a bit of a weird one when you play in the FA Cup. You can play like a team from a lower level like we did, and you can really struggle. And then, or you can play a team from a high level, and you can turn up and think this is going to be a tough day. And it either is a tough day, or you know what happens in the FA Cup.
That's what Harriers do best, mate. That's what we do best.
There you go.
Yeah. So have you played in the FA Vars?
Yes. Yeah. A few times. And again, a couple of times we got quite far. I think one time we got to the quarterfinals. Played a team from up north called Dunstan, which I think they're like Newcastle way.
Yeah.
Which was good, and they came down south. And then another time we got to the quarterfinals, and we lost to a team that actually were in our league and probably mid-table. And we probably shouldn't have lost, but yeah, it was just one of them games. You know what it's like: FA Cup fixtures, FA Vars fixtures. Just strange things happen.
Did you play in the FA Trophy, by the way?
I did once, I believe. Once again,
because Peterborough Sports beats Kidderminster Harriers in the FA Trophy. We played you 3 times.
That's the thing, isn't it? You played them 3 times and maybe more, but
no, 3 times. 3 times.
Yeah. 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times, and 2 times you beat them, and probably on paper you should beat them 9 times out of 10, especially in the seasons gone by with the team that Kidderminster have had and the goal scorers and stuff. And it's just the FA Cup, isn't it? Just anything happens, and it's crazy.
It's like the FA Cup, but the FA Trophy, which is a smaller thing for
yeah.
Right. Okay. So you now have our previous manager, Phil Brown, in charge. So thoughts on Phil Brown, from what you've seen so far, and will he keep you up, do you think?
I think he's quite interesting. I've seen a couple of videos now. I've not met him in person yet. And you've told me he's a great guy and really nice and all that sort of stuff. So it's an interesting one. I've seen a couple of obviously we've seen a couple of results. One quite good and a couple not so good.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of videos. One they played after they played in the a cup game maybe in the FA Trophy game they played Harbour at the weekend, and he said something along the lines of there's something in the club that's not right at the moment. Whether that's from the top, the bottom, players, I'm not sure. But that got me thinking, like, okay, well, here we go. Like, what's going on? And are we just kind of using that as a bit of an excuse or whatever it might be? I don't know. But and then I watched the Harbour Town manager's interview afterwards as well, which is interesting because he said, again, he doesn't mince his words, and he's like, yeah, not a fan of Phil Brown, didn't shake my hand before the game. So I need to see a bit more before I can comment on. But I think he will keep Sports up. I think there will be two teams that are abysmal, and then I think that it will be obviously 4 go down, so it will be a big scrap between probably 7 or 8 teams for who's going to go down. I think Sports might just have enough. And you've been to the ground, you've seen the pitch. You get people down on that Peterborough Sports pitch, and it's definitely a leveler.
Yeah, well, it's one thing you can call it for sure. Do you remember when apart from playing for the club, what else did you do for the club, Ollie? What else did you do, pal? What else did you used to sell for the club? Do you remember?
Well, we used to. We had some good times there. We sold some stuff. We sold some food.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, when I was there, it's probably a different beast than it is today. There's probably a lot more roles at the club that the players can get involved in and going into schools and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was. We just had an interesting time at Sports. It was a club that was growing. It was rogue. It was like loads of like players like put together and we had a good time.
What's the most amount of fans you've ever had at the Peterborough Sports Ground, do you think? Do you know?
When I was there, probably, I don't know, probably 600-700. But I think the attendance now from games that have gone by, I think, we've had a couple in the couple of thousand, 1,800, couple of thousand mark. Nice. It's not, you've been there before, it's not the biggest stadium in the world. And when I was there, they had that one stand. So where they've come from to where they've gone, it's quite impressive. Hopefully they can keep it up. It's like that age-old thing. You've seen the teams come and go. Like, what was that team that they were like in the north? They were in the Conference South. And I can't remember what they were called now, but they had like Jamie. They got like Jamie O'Hara, Billericay. Like you don't want it to be another Billericay, so they just need to keep that. They just need to keep that momentum really, and just kind of stabilise. I don't think they're a club that can go any higher, but stay in and around the Conference North for as long as possible.
So for the people who are going up for the first time, what is the food like at the ground and any recommendations, Ollie?
I mean, I feel like you can't go wrong with a burger and a pint, or a burger and a coffee. The burger's good. So you can't go wrong. I just don't
smash burger.
Yeah,
smash burger. They're all doing smash burgers now, aren't they?
Well, everyone's doing smash burgers these days. I don't think it's a smash burger, but it's a good burger. It's a good burger. So yeah, just play it safe. Burger and a pint, burger and coffee, tea, whatever someone's choice of drink is. But yeah, you can't go wrong with a burger. If you're feeling a bit fruity, then just stick a few chips on the side as well.
Always feeling fruity, pal. Always feeling fruity. Closest place to the ground where you can get a pint, please.
It's a great question because, I mean, for fans that have been before, it's probably not the nicest area that you would have a ground of choice. For me, you can't go wrong with the bar that's at the ground. It's like 2 seconds from the turnstiles, pool tables, dartboards.
Yeah.
You know, Peterborough fans are pretty welcoming, and it's just a good place. And I always think if you can go to places at the ground rather than pubs, and I get the whole nicety of going to like the pubs and then going to the ground, but a lot of the pubs are just owned by breweries and big corporations these days. But a lot of the places that are at the ground or next to the ground or a part of the ground are 9 times out of 10 they're run by the club or they're run by individuals. And I think if you can give your money to anyone, you want to give it to someone that's not going into some corporation's pocket.
Absolutely. Here's a question I've not asked so far in the speaks. So is it cash or can you pay on, is it just card? Do you know in the stadium?
Oh, in the pub or on?
No, just in the stadium. Do you pay with cash or can you pay with card? Or do you have to pay with card?
You can pay with both. In people we take cash because then we don't have to tell HMRC about
that. I'm gonna link them into this.
And if there's any HMRC people that will be watching this, that was just a joke. That was just
he's such a laugh, this lad. Honestly, he's such a lad. He was just having a bit of bants. That's all it was, Ollie, in it, eh?
That's all it was. They want to look at my accounts.
Exactly. And I'm sure they're spotless. Absolutely. Yeah, and what about transport links, Ollie? Is the train station close or a bus? Or...
Train station's probably, I would say, a 15-minute walk. Again, you'll walk through some interesting areas. So take a camera. Most people have an iPhone these days, so make sure you got that out. If you've got them nice, cool glasses that record at the same time, even better.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes, or people can just jump in a taxi. It's like probably like £3 to £5 in a taxi because it's not far. So walk, taxi, and then you probably can get the bus from there as well. But it's that close that you either walk or get a taxi. I wouldn't maybe jump on the bus. I don't know how frequent the buses go down to there. So yeah,
parking at the stadium's a bit dreadful, right?
It's awful. It's awful. And I mean, there was days where, I mean, we had to get there probably an hour and 15 and an hour and 20 early. And some days when, we played some of the bigger teams, and they would bring, a fair few fans with them. Sometimes I'd rock up, and sometimes they'd get there early because they set off early or because they wanted to go somewhere before. Yeah. I'll get there and there wouldn't be a space. I have to park out the ground and down the road. And walk in. So parking's not great. So if you are thinking about driving, just have a look at some local car parks that are close by, because when you get there, you might not get space. But I think they open up the back now, the pitch, if there's some overflow on the back pitch where the training pitches are. So I think it all depends on what the ground's like on the grass. If you're going to be needing knee-deep wellies, then they probably won't open up.
Just looking at the forecast now. Friday, a bit of rain. Oh yeah, a bit of rain on
Friday. Wasn't it great? Yeah, we're
Saturday's fine. Yeah. Oh, it's windy though. Saturday, blooming neck.
This is going to be the true leveler. It's like
it's an absolute leveler. That is only 41 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're unfortunately we can't be there. We're going to a wedding, and I checked. We're flying to right into Scotland, deep into Scotland. But I checked the weather, and I was like, 40 mile an hour wind, 80 mile an hour gust. I was thinking, is it safe for me to get on a plane?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. If it was 120, then it might be something a little bit more different, Ollie, mate, thank you so much. If anyone is watching, I know there are people watching. If you've got any comments, please put them in the box, and I'll get Ollie to answer them if you can. That'd be fun. So yeah. What else am I going to say?
I guess how many fans do you think will be making the trip?
Oh, that's a good one. Because I said, I reckon we probably get about 300 going. And then my friend John from the panel, because there's 4 of us, and John's on the panel, he said no. I said, okay, fine. So it'll probably take between 150 and 200, I think. Maybe a bit more because of the Phil Brown effect, maybe 250 max. Well, if the boys are there, there'll be a noise and there'll be pyros as well. So it'll be like we're in the San Siro watching Inter against Milan. That's what it'll be like, mate, honestly.
Wow, okay. No, so there should be I say a fair few. I mean, again, it's the problem with sports. They're Peterborough United's not far away. So when Posh are at home, the attendance drops slightly. So, but I expect there to probably be like, if you're bringing 250, probably 500, close, maybe somewhere between 500 and 600 fans will be there, which will create a good atmosphere down there, because it's not the biggest of grounds, so the atmosphere should be pretty good.
It should be okay. Right, so let me get a score prediction, and you just said about what you think the attendance will be, but can you nail the attendance for me, please?
I'm gonna go, if you're putting me to like a number, I'm gonna go 525 fans.
525, great shout. That is great shout.
And what do I think? I think that we haven't got the team that we've had the last couple of seasons. So I'm gonna go 4-1 to Kidderminster.
4-1.
Yeah, I think 3-4-1. Actually, I'll go 3-1. I think it's the wind and stuff and the rain will probably. I think if it was a good day, there could be a few goals. But with the wind and stuff, 3-1. I think 3-1. I'm going to go Kidderminster 3-1. I just feel like it's going to be a tough season for sports, and it's going to be a tough day at the office. I think. I feel like maybe they'll get the new manager bounce
again. I mean, how many bounces do you want, pal?
But they got the first win when he went in his first game, and it kind of dropped off. And I was hoping that maybe it would last like 5 or 6 games, but I can't see it. And wasn't a great showing against Harbour either, who obviously they're obviously a good outfit. They're top of the league below, which and I think that there's quite a few teams with some big budgets down in that league. So it's going to be a tough season, I think.
So 3-1 to Harriers. You heard it here first from the Peterborough Sports fan. That is Ollie. Oliver, thank you, mate. Ollie, thanks for coming on, pal. Well, you can't beat the game, but enjoy your wedding, mate. Enjoy your wedding.
Yes.
I'll update you what the score is. That's no props. Cheers, pal. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks, mate.
Cheers,
Bye.
thanks.
Bye.